Hi, so I had an idea for a music video for Lady Gaga's Teeth because it's an awesome song and I think it could have an equally awesome and creepy video for it. So what you're going to see is a storyboard for that idea, and thank you to Katie for prompting me to put this on the www, and hello to all my Marysville friends. I miss you. Okay, so this video has 3 parts to it. This is the first part. We begin with a close-up of a road. It's night. Ideally, the image would be desaturated, almost black and white. As the camera pulls out, a car speeds into the frame, and we can see that this is taking place out in the middle of nowhere. We cut to the passenger window of the car, and we meet our guy. He's looking out the window at something. He turns to our driver and lets her know. This is where we meet our second lead character, our girl. And now we're in the back seat, listening in on the conversation, when the navigational system breaks in, and the voice of it is very gaga sounding. Our girl's victory is short-lived because the car pulls up to a dirt road that is leading up a hill to a rundown carnival. You can see the entryway and the Ferris wheel there, and it's kind of eerily glowing. And the camera swoops over our car and up to the carnival to get a closer look. Then it does a 180 and quickly goes back to the passenger window of the car, where our guy is already trying to find the silver lining. But our girl isn't having any of it. She's pretty creeped out, so the car pulls away from the dirt road. Our Gaga nav is slightly annoyed, but our girl doesn't care. She turns it off. And now our guy is pretty bummed out because he's convinced that they are going to miss the party that they're looking for. But Gaga Nav isn't going to let that happen because she's telling them that their destination is on the right again. And while our guy is confused and looking at the nav system, our girl is looking out the window and totally freaked out because they have somehow yet again arrived at the rundown carnival. And so she gasses the car to get out of there. And our guy screams, "Look out!" We see a flash of something run across the road in front of the car. Our girl reacts, slams on the brakes, cranks the wheel. The car spins out of control. Our guy gets knocked around a little bit, and everything goes black. We fade into a very soft focused Gaga close-up, which is quickly replaced with our leading little monster, fully focused. And our girl passes back out, and a bunch of multicolored monster paws come in and drag her out of the frame, leaving a totally empty car. And we fade to black. We fade back in, and our girl is just coming to. She is outside and strapped into some sort of cart. Our guy is right next to her, also strapped into the cart, and they take note of their surroundings. And when they do, they find that they're sitting outside of the funhouse. The big doors start to creak open. The wheels on the cart lurch forward. Our girl pulls at the lap bar, trying to get it to release so she can escape. But the cart still disappears into the darkness through the doors of the funhouse. Cue the music. This is where part 2 starts. Instead of the desaturated look of the first part, everything's pretty much high contrast. Still pretty dark though. As the cart travels through the funhouse, you can see the funhouse mirrors. There's going to be a bunch of bright lights breaking up the darkness, bright fluorescent lights. On the other side of the funhouse mirrors, we see that it's actually a two-way mirror, and on the other side, Gaga and her little monsters are following our guy and our girl, watching them and dancing. At some point, our guy and our girl travel through like a meat locker where there's a bunch of monster paws in waiting on hooks, and there's probably more dancing. We also see scenes of a little monster to be waiting to get their monster paw in the laboratory. And in order to reanimate them, they need music through their heartbeats to bring them to life. And of course, little monsters aren't born with rhythm, so our girl and our guy will travel by the peep show boxes where Gaga is teaching them how to dance. After the peep show boxes, our girl turns and notices that our guy is no longer sitting beside her anymore. Instead, we find him amongst a sea of little monsters in a giant auditorium in this fun house where she is performing. So that's the performance section, and the whole sea is kind of undulating to the rhythm. And we're back to black after you've seen everything that the fun house holds, but we fade back in to the Gaga nav system. And our girl is just waking up. She assesses the damages and once again shuts off the nav system. And our guy has also just come to and wants to show our girl something. You can't see it very well, but there are surgical marks on his arm where his monster paw was to be attached. So everything that happened was real and awesome. Gaga Nav kicks back on, and for once our girl smiles and spins the wheel, and the car starts to travel down the dirt road. We pull out, and our guy sticks his monster paw to be outside the window. As we pull farther out, and the car is traveling toward the carnival, in the fields alongside the car are going to be a bunch of little monsters running alongside it. But don't look for them because they're not there. I couldn't draw them. And that's the end. Thank you so much if you made it this far for watching. Bye.